Good afternoon, good morning or good evening, depending on where you are. Today we're doing a comparison between the Keeley Modified Boss SD1 and the standard Boss SD1. Going through the Line 6 catalyst with the channel on the Crunch channel, all the EQs set to 12 o'clock apart from the channel volume and the reverb. Channel volume's on 2 o'clock, reverb's on about 10 o'clock, and the boost function is off because obviously we'll be using overdrives. Let's get on with it. Audio capture SM57 going straight into the mixing desk, and through the DI with the cab simulator going straight on through the mixing desk. Other than that, there's a shotgun mic on the main camera as well. We'll start with everything on 12 o'clock. Straight into the amp, Crunch channel. Just sort of a little bit of dirt, not mad. First one, standard Boss Overdrive. Keeley. Boss again. There's a slight difference in tonality, I suppose. Right, I'll try the Keeley on the different setting on it because there's a micro switch on it. Yeah, I think when you put the micro switch on the Keeley, Boss SD1 again. Keeley with the micro switch flipped. Right, I'm gonna put the gain on both pedals to 3/4 or 3 o'clock. Standard Boss Overdrive. Keeley. With a standard switch. Boss SD1. Keeley Modded one. Flick the switch. I think it becomes a bit more apparent as you put the gain up on the Keeley one, the slight difference. There's a bit more gain and a bit more of everything in the Keeley one than in the standard Boss one. Right, I'm diming the drive on both pedals. The Boss one. Keeley. I mean, the Keeley's still in the same ballpark, but you can tell there are quite subtle differences. You know, I think there's a bit more tone, and there's, you know, a bit more drive in it. There's, you know, it's a lot more present. Right, if I flick the switch on the Keeley one, go from the Boss first again. that's interesting. On the other setting, with a micro switch flipped down, it doesn't seem to be quite as pokey as the standard Boss one. On the key, if you flick the switch up on the Keeley Overdrive, it seems to be quite more aggressive than the standard Boss one. In fairness, I paid more than twice as much for the Keeley one used as I did the standard Boss one. I bought the standard Boss one used from Richtone Music yesterday for 50 quid. The Keeley Modded one cost 165 quid from Guitar, and that was used as well. So I think to put them next to each other is slightly a bit unfair, because obviously one is a boutique thing and the other is just a standard, I think it's made in China, out of the box item. So you can't really compare the two, although I am, you know, because they look the same, and a lot of people do go, oh, there's nothing different, but there clearly is. Right, okay, what I'll do is I'm going to take the gain, the drive right down, and I'm going to dime the levels on both pedals to see where they are in terms of the tube screamery kind of setting, where people put them in front of a big valve amp to tighten the bottom end up. Right, no pedal, Boss SD1. You can see it tightens it up, tightens the tone up quite a lot. Right, this one. Right, not a great deal of difference between the SD, maybe a little bit of difference, but not a massive amount. Let me just flick the switch on the Keeley SD1 again. Again, there is a tiny bit of difference, but it's not massively apparent. Right, keeping the levels where they are, I'm going to start bringing the gain up on both pedals. The standard Boss SD1. The Keeley. Again, on the with the micro switch flick downwards, the Keeley one sounds a bit darker. Flick it upwards. Yeah, so when you put the micro switch upwards, it seems to brighten it up a little bit. Right, put drive at 12 o'clock. Boss SD1. Keeley SD1. Put the drives up on both of them again. Right. The levels are dimed on both, and the drive settings are at 3 o'clock on both. Boss SD1. Without any pedals. Boss SD1. Keeley SD1. Yeah, the Keeley's got a bit more grunt to it, it appears. Right. Again, the Keeley with the micro switch down. Without anything. with the Keeley Boss SD1. Now what I'm going to do in this bit, in fact I'll dime the drive on both of them, so basically effectively both pedals are maxed out. What I'm going to do in this bit is play for a little bit longer, so it gives me a chance when I'm editing it to show the difference between the camera in the room mic, the DI, if the DI works, and the microphone on the cab, because there's a vast difference between the tonality of them all. Because this is only on the 1/2 watt setting, the mic on the front of the cab isn't doing a great deal. The gain on the desk has got to be sky high to pick it up. So I think for it to make an actual impact on an SM57, you do actually have to have a decent amount of volume. So in the interest, what I'm going to do is put the master up to 1/2 on this, even though it's still on only 1/2 watt, so it won't make that much difference. But it's more for myself when I'm editing it, whether or not I can see a massive change in the tonality, or whether or not I'm going to have to only record at certain times of day where I can actually crank the volume, so it does make having an SM57 on it useful. I don't think it makes any difference with the DI, because I think the DI takes it off what your channel level is. It don't really take into account what your master is on the amp. So anyway, we'll see. So a fair bit louder. Now both pedals are dimed. Boss SD1. Boss SD1 without it again. No pedals. Keeley SD1. Right, try the Keeley with the micro switch flipped upwards. No pedals. The Boss SD1 in a comparison. Right, I think that's it. Right, I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please leave a like and subscribe on your way out. Cheers.